What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Pack Only Road to Glory. We start today by completing 3 of the 4 marquee matchups available. Obviously to complete this set of marquee matchups we get 50k pack. I do end up completing it through the video and by absolute happenstance I was one UNAM or America's player short, right? I was like, look, there's no chance I'm really going to get this dude. Let me just do the 3 that I can, see what happens. And then I was streaming all my games that we're about to see today, and I was just opening a bronze pack, you know, in between time, opening a few bronze packs when I had the coins and stuff. And the first bronze pack I opened, I got an America's player, and it was not only an America's player that I much needed, it was a Mexican America's player. And it was then the 6th man that I absolutely needed to complete the SBC. I was just blown away by it. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, guys, if you could drop a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. You guys have been going ham on the like buttons. And once again, I set you the high task. Yes, it's a high task. I'm looking up because up's high. It's brilliant. To hit 10,000 likes. If you could do it, it would be much appreciated. So on the screen now is the first team we're taking into the game. We've got Halilovic at cam and Kovacic at centre mid with Trigueros also at centre mid. I like this team. There's one player that I was not really enjoying in this team, and you'll see me change him throughout. In fact, I think he actually scores 2 goals on the first game. But I wasn't enjoying Ben Yedder. I know a lot of people suggested me to use him at cam, and if I have got a striker to centre forward, I still might use him at cam and get rid of Halilovic and put him in there. And then put Iago Aspas or Zaza up front. I came up against Zaza in this game, but I actually packed Zaza at some stage throughout this episode. And I ended up taking out Ben Yedder for Zaza right at the end, and Zaza did score a goal. I've said Zaza like 9 times, and it's very noticeable. Yeah, he ended up scoring a goal that went on to win me a game. My luck on this account is ridiculous, right? There's no 2 words about it. It's just ridiculous. And there was a comment that was said like some guy very disgruntled with my pack luck, not because of the players that I'm getting, but because apparently this has just gone back to a traditional road to glory. I don't know if he understood or not whether that I can't buy players. I just have to use the ones that are given to me through the packs, right? But he was very disgruntled with the fact that I had Bailly, Smalling, Shaw, Bellerin, Kante, Matic, and I can't do anything about that. If I could have De Bruyne or Pogba, I would have De Bruyne or Pogba. If I could have Sergio Aguero, Eden Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, Willian, I'll take them, I'll use them. If this game gave me Sergio Ramos or Jerome Boateng, I would use those. If it gave me Manolas or Koulibaly, I would use those players instead. I can't pick which players it gives me. It's just pack luck, and then I've got to obviously build the best team to go into Foot Champs with. And I think we've done a great job of using players that I don't think I ever would have used before. You know, this series I've found specifically that Inform Jovetic card has just blown me away. He is just phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal, and I would never have used him if it wasn't for this series. So although, yeah, okay, I've got one kind of defensive set of OP BPL players, in general, I'm using players that you just don't see in Foot Champs. So, you know, if you want to be upset that I've got a BPL team and a La Liga team, blame EA, man, blame EA, because they're the ones that give the pack weights, they're the ones that, like, force people to use these OP style players, and, that's you know, unfortunately, there's not a lot I can really do about it. But we started off really well in this weekend league, winning our first 2 games. In fact, we won our first 8 games, guys. We went 8-0. I did then lose game 9 to a very good opponent, and then won game 10. So I finished 9-1 after 10 games, which is just spectacular. I managed to pack a green card as well, which allowed me to complete the Roy Keane SBC, which we got the Prime Gold Players pack, which then allowed us to pack Sergi Roberto Man of the Match card. And let me tell you, dudes, we have packed now a green card, 2 Man of the Match cards, 1 hero card, and I meant hero Sergi Roberto if I didn't see it, 1 hero card, 4 or 5 informs. I don't think we've got a walkout yet, but I have got a lot of high rated players. We've packed Hummels twice now. We've packed Felipe Luis, who's the other centre back? We've got Bonucci. Like, you know, we've packed some really, really good players. And I couldn't be happier. Thauvin there, the 86 inform, 284 inform cards, an 84 man of the match card. It's just been amazing. But anyway, I have got some comments, obviously, from you guys, which we're going to go through right here, right now. The first one is from Invincible Rebel. Brilliant name. He says, sell Gignac. He is going for about 5k. Unfortunately for me, and this comment was posted quite a few times, unfortunately for me, my Gignac was untradeable. In fact, not even unfortunately for me, very fortunately for me, because he was somebody that I used to complete the SBC that allowed me to go on and pack lots of good things. But yeah, I was aware that his value was high, but for me it was untradeable. Yeah, it didn't really make any difference to me. I couldn't sell him even if I wanted to. Charlie Locke says, trading an inform for a 15k pack really net. What you got to remember is the inform that I traded in. Obviously, I traded in that Keane card, the 81 rated centre back. I've got like 5 better centre backs. I've got Joel Matip upgraded. We've got Van Dijk upgraded, Otamendi, Chris Smalling, and we pack in today's video Ashley Williams. That's 5 centre backs that are just categorically better than Keane. And although Keane was quite a decent card, he's not. I wouldn't use him. He was just sitting there in my club. And once again, much like the Gignac that I used, the Keane card was untradeable. So I couldn't even sell him if I wanted to. I couldn't hold on to him and wait until he was useful in an SBC to gain some value and then sell him. I either had to have him just sitting there collecting dust in the club or use him. And I decided to use him. And overall, I think it was there was another comment that was very similar. It says, where is it? No, maybe I didn't keep it. But there was another comment that said something along the lines of what I've just said there. You know, like, okay, I might have only got a 15k pack for that inform, but if I could then complete the rest of the SBC, you get much better things. And although I can't complete the rest of the SBC, what I did was trade an untradeable inform for a tradable 25k pack or 15k pack, whatever. I think it was a 15k pack. But I traded an untradeable inform that I was never going to use for a tradable 15k pack that will generate more players that I'm able to use in SBCs, contracts, fitness cards, other consumables that will be usable in the club, and then potential sellable items. So for me, the trade-off was definitely worth it. You know, we've got almost 1,500 players in this club now. Getting rid of one player here or there, it's not really going to be the end of the world. For me, I personally believe it was a good trade. The Mix-Up Gang says, Nep, if you pack Cliver, would you keep him or sell him? Love your vids. On this account, right now, I would keep him until I either packed a better player or a player that I prefer to use. Because I love Cliver, and like Cliver's one of my favourite football players. Like growing up, like loved him when he played for Barcelona. Used to watch a lot of his, like, you know, I just used to love him. I used to use him in like Championship Manager way back in like the late 90s and such, and he was just a dude that I was just very, very fond of. So if I did pack him, yeah, I probably would use him on this account anyway. But then again, if I then packed someone like, I don't know, like say like Sergio Aguero or Alexis Sanchez, I would probably use those instead of Cliver, and then I could sell Cliver for a huge amount of coins. And then we could save those coins for Team of the Season, open a whole bunch of special packs during Team of the Season, and maybe get some blue cards. Like that's kind of what my thinking would be. I'd hang on to him until opening packs was super beneficial, and then I'd probably sell him on and try and do some stuff with the coins, obviously. Niels Walter Jensen. This is a bit of a long comment, but definitely a comment that I really enjoyed reading and have got probably a long answer to. He says, hey Nep, do you think that it's a good idea to have seasons on divisions? So every month or every 3 months it restarts and you get put back to the beginning division. You could put more divisions in, maybe like 20, and every time they restart you get packs for which division you finish in or the highest division you were in during the season. I think this would be a good way to reward every player, and you get good rewards while not having to play 40 games in a weekend. Would love to hear your opinion on this. First instinct is that I guess you play FIFA Mobile, right? Because this is something FIFA Mobile do. They have something called attack mode, and in attack mode, you essentially attack. Like, imagine an offline game where you attack your opponent and you get like 10 attacks, and however many goals you score is what you score, and then they also get 10 attacks, and if they score more than you, they win, and if you score more, you win, and then it's based on fans. So for every goal you score, you generate fans, and then every win you get bonus fans. And the more fans you get, the higher up the divisions you go. And there's like different tiers within divisions. So you've got Pro, Pro 3, Pro 2, Pro 1, Amateur 3, 2 and 1, a Legendary 3, 2 and 1, FIFA Champion. Like, so there's like divisions like that. And where you finish at the end of each season, and right now FIFA Mobile seasons are 2 weeks long, and it's just, I stopped playing FIFA Mobile because I feel, in my personal opinion, they screwed up with how they've done the seasons, but because it's just too quick. Like, you have to like put in so much time. It's like FIFA console saying you've got to get to Division 1 within 7 days, otherwise you don't get the top prize. Like, then it's only going to be for like the hardcore players and the good players, and that's just, you know, they've taken some people out. But I guess you've got that from FIFA Mobile, and ultimately I do enjoy the concept of, you know, let's say at the first of every month a new division cycle runs. And like you say, you play divisions, maybe add an extra 5 divisions, maybe an extra 10 divisions, and then the division you finish in will determine what sort of level of packs you get when the season resets the month later. I think that would be pretty interesting. I do think it will be good. One other thing that I was thinking of, and I almost wrote a Reddit post about this yesterday. I typed the whole Reddit post out and then ended up deleting it because it's the sort of thing that is so hard to get across in text, but a lot easier in visuals and speech. So I'll talk about it here now. You know how COD has a prestige system and League of Legends has a ranking system that requires you to get, so let's say you go from bronze 1 in League of Legends to silver 5. Once you hit the peak of bronze 1, then you have to play placement matches or playoff matches to see if you're actually good enough to get into silver 5. I think something like that would be pretty amazing in FIFA. So you start in Division 10. When you get to like let's say you've got 10 games in Division 10, not even 10 games. The way it works, you know, the way it works in League of Legends is not even about like games or anything. It's like you keep going until you've got enough points. So basically, let's say you're in Division 10 or Division 20 if we add an extra 10 divisions, and the required points to qualify is 15. So you're in Division 10 and you accumulate 15 points over time. It might take you 5 games, might take you 15 games, it might take you 50 games, but as soon as you get to the 15 points, you then hit a qualification status, and you have to play a best of 3, obviously against randoms, and if you win 2 out of those 3 games, then you get promoted into Division 9, and I think that would be pretty cool, a cool feature. And the reason why I think that would be pretty cool, because then you could reward people, again, like you said, Niels, for being in the division that they're in. Or like, let's say you win Division 10, you get promoted into Division 9, okay, now you get a big prize. And then you go up to Division 8, and again, the more you go up, the better it is. And instead of having like a season where it's like, okay, you've got 10 games to accumulate X number of points. If you don't, you either get relegated and get a small prize. If you do, you get you hold and you get a medium prize, and if you win it, you get a larger prize. I don't think the prize structure is necessarily very good, but in this way, it would, like, by not having relegations or holds, essentially you are rewarding people for playing, because over time you are due to get what you deserve, right? Or you are due to earn things, because even if you're a bad player, even if you're stuck in Division 10, like I say, it might take you 50 games, but eventually you'll get the 15 points that will get you into the playoff places, so that you can then play a best of 3. You go in against someone, that counts as 1 game. You go in against another person and another person, boom. If you win 2 out of 3, you end up getting yourself into Division 9, and then you get a nice prize. I think that sort of stuff would be really welcomed in FIFA. And then after that, I think a prestige system, either in the same vein or something now, would be quite interesting. Like, let's say you win Division 1. After you win Division 1, you now have a chance to prestige. When you prestige, you get a reward for the prestige level that you're at. So prestige 1 would be a 15k pack, a kit and a badge. Something like that. Then you go through all the divisions again in a new prestige. So you can't really play against other people. You know, you can only play against other people that are prestiged. But you go through it all again, and then you prestige a second time. So when you win Division 1 the second time, instead of getting a 15k pack, you now get a 35k pack or a 25k pack, and you go up and up and up. And let's say you get to 10th prestige. So for winning Division 1 on a 10th prestige, you then get a 100k pack, 50,000 coins, a 50k pack, 2 25k packs. You know, something big, because you've gone through 10 divisions 10 times in a row. But also you could have it so that if you're in Division 1 and you, like, let's say you win it the first time, if you choose not to prestige, you get a lesser prize than if you did prestige. So let's say you win, you're on 4th prestige, and for 4th prestige, when you prestige, you get a 50k pack. If instead you decide, I don't want to prestige, I just want to play Division 1 in this prestige again, you get a 25k pack every time you win Division 1 until you decide you want to prestige and then go up. I think something like that would be amazing for the game. It would bring relevance and skill to divisions, and it would reward people massively that play the game. And look at that, guys. We get Harry Arter in a pack. He was huge for us. He was so huge for allowing us to complete the Roy Keane SBC. Next up is from Juan Nut. He says, hey Nep, I have a wee 30-second discussion about reporting the coin glitch accounts and bullshit spam messages. Example, violets are blue, etc. If everyone reports them, the comment section will be much better. I always do it. If everyone did it, then comments would be clean. If people can and want to report the comments that are just stupid like that, the bot comments, the obvious bot comments, feel free. The thing is, like, I ban so many of them. I've blocked them from the channel. I've got a lot of keywords set to basically be blacklisted. So when they put in the word coins, that account just immediately gets hid from the comment section. But they do stuff where they put like ... C and then an O and then an I and then an L and then an S. Like, it's just they get around it so many times. It's an issue that YouTube are aware of. I've spoken to my Machinima representative, obviously Machinima are my network, and like YouTube are fully aware of the situation. They're aware that that there are issues in the comment section. It's just really hard for them to police it. You know, it's really difficult when like bots are able to create accounts that are verified and then just spam. Like it's a process that if you guys want to, feel free to report the bot messages. I will say though, I do take care of the comments as best as possible. You know, the first hour or so, which is usually when they come in by, you know, in their droves, I delete and block as many as I can. But obviously I can't sit there 24/7 removing them. So if you guys did want to do a little bit extra and report some of those bot spam messages, feel free to do it. As you saw, guys, we packed Sergi Roberto in our pack, in our Prime Gold Players pack. I was so happy with that. He doesn't really fit the team as a right mid, and he's not a great right mid, but he's got good stats for a centre mid. So we're going to play him on 7 chem in centre mid. We're going to put Kovacic up at cam and get rid of Halilovic, which I think is a smart choice to do there. And then a couple more comments, dudes. Charlie Jaws says, Nep, do you think EA should add a card tracker in FIFA 18, for example? I don't know how many times I've opened packs and discarded players I thought I've not needed just to find out that I did need them for SBCs, like the League Ones. So the duplicates bit they could add, where it says a card needed for an SBC, along those lines, hope you get what I mean. And do you lads think it would be a good idea? I get exactly what you mean, dude. I would love more tracking, more stats. I think everyone's on the same page as you, whether or not they agree specifically with your idea or not. I think everyone is on the same page of just wanting more stats from this game. I want to know how many goals I've scored in the 50th minute, the 55th minute, the 90th minute. I want to know how many players I've bought, how many players I've sold. I want to know, I want to know everything. I want to know how many clean sheets my defenders and goalkeeper have had. I want to know how many saves on average my goalkeeper makes a game. I want to know the pass percentage of my player. Like they track the stats, they track passes, they track shots, they track everything on a game-to-game basis, and then they just do nothing with that information. I don't understand that. I would love more stats, and what you're saying is like a card tracker. Yeah, brilliant. Like more and more stats. More stats would be amazing, and I mean amazing for this game. Whether or not we get more stats or not, because everything is saved server side, it's probably not likely to happen, because the amount of extra server space that they would need to hold all of that information, you'd be surprised, right? You'd be surprised at how much it would cost for them to just be able to store that information. And then if they do it game side, so that you store your own information, it then becomes easy to manipulate and cheat the system, whether or not it's just visual, so you can show that it looks like you've got loads more things than you got, or whether it's then a point where it's like, okay, the things that you do now impact the game. It's not something that I think they would do. So although I would love more stats, I don't necessarily think it's something coming very soon. The last comment is from Luca Penante. He says, Nep, what are your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus after playing with him in the best team in FIFA? I think he's a very good player. I don't think he's worth his price tag for sure. Maybe the regular gold card is pretty decent, but yeah, the inform or the ones to watch card, it's not worth the 160 to 180,000 coins that you're going to pay for it. There's better strikers that you could get for that sort of money that is going to do just a good, if not a better job. But he was fun to play with. It's fun to play with a 5-star skiller in the BPL. Now, the final game, we come up against a dude with some red cards, some legends, a really nice team, and we ended up putting him away 2-1 with Jovetic getting the goal, and that was our 9th win out of 10 games, guys. 9 wins in 10 games. I was blown away by how well this team, or both teams that I've got, because I'm using 2 teams, I was blown away by how well they were doing. Like, they were playing so competently. There's a few flaws in each team here or there. You know, I'm still trying to find that other striker for the La Liga team. Like, Zaza's been okay. Ben Yedder I didn't really like. We're still trying to find, like, you know, a better left wing for the BPL team. A better centre midfielder for the BPL team. But in general, both teams are just absolutely spectacular and a joy to play with. And the fact that we've got all of this from just opening packs through the coins and the things that we could do in the game, amazing. Genuinely amazing. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the gameplay. Let's get into the live section. So, guys, 10 games in, I can't believe this account. I streamed everything today, right? Except for basically anything before kickoff of game 1 I didn't stream, and then everything after kickoff of game 1 I did stream. So I think I got some marquee matchups in and stuff, which we ended up finishing, as you would have seen. I showed you guys the wins. We came up against some really good teams here today, and we wiped the floor with them. I lost one game 2-1 to a very good opponent. You know, can't take anything away from him. His goals were pretty aidsy, but he missed a lot of chances that he really should have scored, and then he scored the chances that you kind of left like scratching your head, kind of like, wait, really? But I take nothing away from him. He deserved to beat me. Thoroughly deserved to beat me. So 9-1 after 10 games. I'm absolutely blown away. The two teams that I'm rocking are playing really good, and I feel like I've got a perfect balance because we've got a 4-1-2-1-2 team. I ended up changing it a few times throughout the episode. I ended up getting rid of Ben Yedder because even though he's 5-star, 4-star, he's just trash. He just misses so much. He's really weak. He gets bullied. I didn't like him at all. We've got Jovetic, who I love. Probably my favourite card on the account, this Jovetic card. 52 games, 46 goals, and 23 assists. Every single game, of course, for Champions. We don't play Daily Knockout. We got him after the very first Daily Knockouts that we used to qualify, and we don't play Divisions. This is literally 52 FUT Champs games, 46 goals, 23 assists. We, of course, packed Sergi Roberto. Can you believe it? Just unreal. My luck on this account is unreal. Trigueros and Nzonzi. This team is nice. I did get that. I packed a untradeable, I believe. Let's go gold. I packed an untradeable Garay. Now he's better. He's got better shooting, better passing, better dribbling, much better defending, and much better physical than Savic. But he's got 11 less pace. But not only that, Garay is medium 6'2", whereas Savic is medium high 6'1". So I feel like the inch difference between them isn't really enough to decide for anything, but the work rates for Savic and the extra pace is far more important than the extra physicals and the extra defending that he's got, which is why we're using him. DeMarco's fantastic. Varane, we obviously packed earlier on. He's been great for the club. Felipe Luis played a lot of games for the club. 81 games for your man now. On the bench, we've got the 3 subs. Caraba has been good. It doesn't look like he's done good, but a lot of the games he comes on super late, 70, 75, 80 minutes. He doesn't really get much game time. But in the games that he's played, he's felt fantastic. He's played really well. Jorgensen, I've actually played more as a midfielder. I usually bring him on at centre mid spot to kind of control, bully and dominate the midfield, and he's done really well. There's one bad point for him. In a game that I ended up winning anyway, he missed an open goal with like 5 minutes left, and I was kind of like, oh man, he's got 86 shooting and he's got the finisher chem style. He shouldn't be missing open goals, but it didn't matter in the end. We ended up winning the game. And then Thauvin has been great. Again, we played a lot of games with him as a starter on the right hand side of the midfield, but he's also played a lot of games as a sub, so 10 goals and 3 assists in those games. Fantastic. And then we go on to the second team. You'll notice now we've got a few changes in Team 2 as well. We no longer have No, stop clicking on squad builder on NepentheZ, please. We no longer have we no longer have Fur in midfield. We now have Roy Keane. We've got 20 games loan with him, so he'll be great for us this weekend and probably some of next weekend as well, because I've got two teams rotating. He'll play a maximum of 15 more games this weekend. So that's if I finish all 40, which I most definitely will not. So it's likely I'll still get 10, 15 games out of him next weekend too. Great card to have in the club. The midfield is deadly. The defence is fantastic. Van Dijk's an interesting one. He's been really, really good for the club. I love the fact he's 6'4". He's got great pace, good defending and physicals. Brilliant. His biggest problem is high-medium. It's going to be hard to explain without showing, but when my opponent takes a goal kick, it usually goes to around the halfway line. I've got Nemanja Matic. Keane's a bit short. Well, not short, but like, 5'11" for a CDM or a centre mid. I've got Nemanja Matic and Keane in the midfield and Kante as well, but mostly Nemanja Matic to step into the space and win those goal kicks from my opponent, so I can then counter. Because I can only assume, because of his high attacking work rate, Van Dijk always runs up to the midfield line and tries to win the header. And in turn, if he does win the header, that's great because I've got possession of the ball. But if he doesn't win the header, I've now only got 3 back. I've got Smalling, Bellerin and Moreno back, which is a problem. And there's been a couple of notable times where he's stepped out of defence to try and win a header that he hasn't won, that has then cost me potentially a goal. Sometimes it has resulted in a goal, sometimes it hasn't. I traded in Luke Shaw in an SBC, but it didn't matter because we packed Moreno. I was going to probably use Moreno anyway instead of Luke Shaw, so I didn't really mind that. And then Jack Butland, of course, been fantastic. 2 goals for Jack Butland. And then Danny Welbeck's been decent, not great. 3 goals, 3 assists in the 5 games. I've been really impressed with Jesus Navas. 2 goals and 3 assists from that right wing spot. He's been great. And Pedro, if I could get a Hunter chem style on him or a Catalyst chem style on him, he would be immense. But with that lack of pace, I think he goes up to like 86 pace with engine. It's not enough to keep up with, overtake or do damage to the defenders that he's coming up against. So he's wary. He's a player that I sub out quite a lot, quite early, usually half-time, 50, 60-minute mark, just because he's noticeably costing me goals because he's not able to get in behind the defence. So hopefully, I could use, who else have we got available to us? I could use someone else. Premier League. Let's have a look at left, no, I don't want strikers. Let's have a look at left wings. No left wings, left mids. And then it would depend if I had a left mid to left wing. So, I could use Nkudu. Less shooting, less passing, less dribbling, less defending and same physical. Also 3-star, 3-star instead. But then it would be difficult for me to convert him to a left forward as well. I'm going to keep Pedro for now, But they're the 2 teams, guys, and this is where we're at. And I'm over the moon, man. We've got a lot of players in the club now, nearly 1,400 players. We were able to complete the Roy Keane SBC, the Marquee Matchups SBC that gave us a 50k pack, well, of course, which is where we got that Roberto. But when you look at my club, guys, bearing in mind this is a pack-only account. A pack-only account where we're not allowed to buy items from the trade pile. Our first page of players, Legend Keane, sure on loan, but Legend Keane, Purple Roberto, Orange Caraba, Orange Krul, 4 informs. Obviously, I think some of the so these are all tradable here, and then Thalvin is untradeable, but tradable Berg Staller, tradable Jorgensen, tradable Krul, tradable Caraba, tradable Roberto, and then we've got Thalvin, Jovetic, your boy Falcinelli. He's really has got a decent card. If I can get a Hunter card on him, I'd be interested to use him. And then Davies. We played a lot of games with Davies, but he's not anymore. He's no longer useful for us. So having this as a special page of cards on an account that is Road to Glory only, and of course the green card that we packed as well that I used to be able to get the Roy Keane. I'm absolutely blown away and mesmerised by the luck that we've had and what it's allowed us to do on this account. But I just wanted to share with you where we're at after the first 10 games, give you my thoughts and feedback, show you the stats and the players and the teams. I've had a lot of fun on this account this weekend. Long may it continue. If we can get to 18 wins before 25 games, I'll play up to Gold 1. If I fall apart in the next 10 games and only get like 5 or 6 wins and it takes me till like 25, 26, 27 games to get to that 18 game mark, then I'll only go to gold 3. So it depends where we get. But this is going to be the end of the video for today, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.